All right, guys. So we had some interest in doing a little DFS content. So the Ducksters here, aka DC Perk on DraftKings. Disclaimer: I am no expert, not yet, anyways. Hope to be at some point, but we're not quite there. So I just wanted to go over some of my picks with you guys today. We're going to do two separate 50-50 lineups that I think are going to crush. I'm going to go over two of my GPP lineups as well. Kind of give you some inside thinking that I'm doing here with my line, and kind of go how I do some of my research here. So let's get right into it. So first thing you want to do when you're looking week to week here is you want to see your Vegas value charts. So what this is, basically game totals. So from that, once you see what Vegas is projecting, you want to obviously target the higher scoring games, but you want to project from that potential game script. So example, I am all over Cowboys defense going against Washington today. It's a division game. They are on the road. Washington is garbage. Cowboys D's good. So I love a Zeke and Cowboys stack. Also throwing in some Chris Thompson on the other side because I think Washington's playing from behind, and Chris Thompson's going to get 10, 12 targets. He's minimal value on Kings, and I think that he's going to get at least 4x his value today. So you're going to see him in a lot of my lineups. So that's kind of how you want to start. In another game that we're looking at here, KC and Oakland. I think KC's going to run over Oakland, but I do think Oakland's going to put up some points. Their game total here is looking at 52 points. All right, 52 points. That is, I think that's the second highest on the slate today, followed by Rams, New Orleans, and Atlanta, Philly, which is the evening game. I don't have any of those. I'm not playing any tournaments into the evening. I'm just doing the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. So basically what we consider the main slate. So first lineup we're going to go over here. So you're going to see that we're targeting those games we just talked about. So looking at quarterback Jared Goff. Again, he plays better at home. He only put up 10 or 11 points last week, I think. But they're going to have to score when they're going against New Orleans. I think that's actually going to be a hell of a game. Excited to watch that one. I think I think he is at 5,900. Look for him to 4x his value pretty easily here. Running back one, we got Zeke. Just told you guys my thinking there. We're going to pair him also with the Cowboys, and we're going to throw in our flex spot. We're going to throw in the Chris Thompson like we talked about. Now your second running back, we got Damian Williams or Austin Eckler. With this lineup, you're going to be able to put either of these guys in. Eckler's 6,100. I think he's criminally underpriced this week. This guy looks legit. They are feeding him. I don't think he's going to have 3 touchdowns again, but 80 yards, 100 total yards with a couple receptions and a touchdown, super likely. At 6,100, I mean, he's going to 3x his value and potentially 5, 6x it. First wide receiver here, we got Mike Thomas. So we're going back to that game script again. So we're going back to New Orleans, LA Rams. They think they're going to put up points. We want to get some of that action with Mike Thomas. Going to pair Goff with Kupp. Cooper Kupp. One of my favorite players of all time. I don't really know why. I love this guy. He looks good after his ACL. I mean, I think his 40 time now is actually faster post ACL repair than it was before, which is insane. He had kind of a stinker last week, and then he only had like 10 points. That's not going to last. Look for him to get in the end zone today. Got my third wide receiver here is a little bit of a swing, a little bit of a home run swing here, but we got to get a lower priced guy in this wide receiver 3 spot with this lineup build. So I really like Mecole Hardman. He is lining up outside on the other side of Sammy, and we know that Tyreek's down. Mecole Hardman has a 4.340. This guy is a burner. I look for him to get like 3 or 4 catches today, but a long touchdown, which would return value. I think he's 4,800 on Kings. We're looking pretty good with that. Tight end spot, again, we're going to go back to that KC Oakland game. Going to go another criminally underpriced player, Darren Waller, 3,300. That's our tight end. Mark it down, 4x value today. Gonna kill it. So that's the first lineup there. So really like kind of where the QB pricing is. If you're not gonna pay for Mahomes, and we'll talk about this in a second. If you're not going to pay for Mahomes, you need to be going with sub 6,000 priced QB. Derek Carr. You could even go Josh Allen, although I think he's a little bit more volatile because I don't really think he's that good. But he can put up fantasy points. I mean, he can throw a 40 burger on you, no problem. He's got a great matchup today. You'll see him in some of the GPP lineups that we're going to talk about. But we got Goff and Carr are my two favorite 50-50 QBs today, in addition to, or besides, I should say, Pat Mahomes. I think with these cash lineups, we really got to get Mahomes. So that's going to be our next 50-50 that we're going to talk about here. So we got Mahomes again. We got Chris Thompson again. As you guys can tell, I really love the Chris Thompson play today. I hope it doesn't come back to bite me in the ass, but we'll see. I really love the play. Got some Austin Eckler again. We got Mecole Hardman there, stacking him with Mahomes. Mike Thomas again, Cooper Kupp. We got Kelsey at tight end. And we had to find some minimal value for that flex spot, so we're going back to the well with Darren Waller. Again, love Waller this week. Love him on Kings. Love him in season long. Criminally underpriced on Kings. Tyrell Williams also is criminally underpriced. We didn't throw him into this 50-50. I do have him in a couple 50-50s. You could work him in. He is 4,400. Also think that he's going to return 3, 4, 5x value today, just because Oakland's going to be down. I think they're going to get smacked somewhere like 40-25 or something crazy like that, but they're going to have to throw the ball. So I think they're going to get some garbage time stats that's going to work out well for fantasy. That defense for this 50-50 is going to be the Texans. I like the Texans. Jacksonville coming into town. We got Gardner Minshew, mustache. Dude looks crazy. He played great last week, but I think the Texans front is going to just wreak havoc, and he's going to throw two or three picks, maybe a pick six, anything crazy like that, but it should produce some points for the Texans D. All right, guys, so now we're going to go into our GPP lineup. Pretty sure we're going to win $1 million this week, so, I mean, that's guaranteed. So how we're going to do that is with Josh Allen, like we just talked about. He's not that good. He's got a cannon, though, and he's got a burner with John Brown. All right, John Brown last week just blew the doors off. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that again, but I don't have any faith in any player on the New York Giants except for Saquon and Evan Ingram, to be quite honest with you. They're garbage all the way around the board, and we're going to try to take advantage of that. So we're looking at Josh Allen. We're going to get some Zeke. Going to get some Alvin Kamara. Those are your two running backs. We're spending really low, scraping the bottom of the barrel there with Josh Allen at QB, and we're going to load everything else up. I think Zeke, love is, like we talked about with that, love the game script. I think he's going to churn today. Kamara, I think Zeke and Kamara are the top two running backs for the week. So, loved Kamara this week. Going to get a bunch of catches. I mean, the guy's, he could throw up a 40 burger pretty easily. Just as, probably more likely than Zeke, but I think Zeke's going to churn, and they're just going to feed him because they are going to be destroying Washington. So, we got to stack John Brown with Josh Allen like we just talked about. So, that's going to be our wide receiver one. Going to go back to the well with Cooper Kupp. Just told you guys my love affair with him. Got a dart throw here with James Washington. All right, another burner. We see last week what John Ross, Tyler Boyd, and company with the Bengals did. Seattle secondary looks just piss poor, so we're going to try to exploit that. So we got James Washington. The tight end spot, we're going to have Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram is their offense. He's their passing offense. He's going to be a target monster. If the Giants have any hope to score points, they're going to have to use Evan Ingram early and often. And we got Chris Thompson again, my other favorite pick of the week here. He's so criminally underpriced today, $3,900. We're looking at easily 3x's value today, and he could go 5 or 6x that, which is what we want in our big tournaments. And we're going to use the Cowboys D again. Same reason that we talked about. Now we're going to pivot. We're going to use a lot of the same core of this lineup for the second GPP that we have here. Second GPP lineup. But there are going to be a few little differences here. So we'll go down. Again, we're going to go with Josh Allen, Zeke, Kamara, John Brown. Going to throw back in Mecole Hardman, and we're going to throw in Juju Smith-Schuster here. So those are your wide receivers. Juju, for the same reasons that we were talking about with James Washington. James Washington's going to be super low owned. Juju's probably going to be pretty low owned just because the Steelers looked like dog shit last week. But I like him back. Home game. Ben's always better at home. And like we said, Seattle secondary looks like garbage. And we're going to go back to Darren Waller, tight end spot. Got Chris Thompson again in that flex spot. And then we got the Texans. So those are my picks. Just got some more lineups going there. Like we said, I'm using Derek Carr a little bit. But my favorite quarterbacks are Goff, Carr, Mahomes, Josh Allen. And I think you got to get some Lamar Jackson running. Need to create a few more lineups with Lamar Jackson. I do like that game. Keep an eye out. Mark Andrews looks like he was a late add to the injury report. I don't know if it came out yet if he's playing, but he was squarely questionable this morning with a foot injury. He is also great value, completely underpriced on Kings. I think he's like 3,800 or something, which could return a lot of value, but you got to check his status. A little bit concerned with that. So I think that's about it, guys. Hope you all crush. Hopefully you found this a little bit useful. Feedback's welcome. If it sucked, I don't really care that much. I love you guys, and I hope you all ship today unless you're playing me. Peace.